What if I told you that the life you dream about isn't somewhere far away in the future? It's actually right here, hiding in the present moment. Most people think manifestation is about waiting for something to happen, but the truth is, the faster you can feel it now, the faster it becomes your reality. The problem, we're so used to chasing what we want that we forget how to embody it before it arrives. And that's why so many get stuck in an endless loop of wishing, hoping, and waiting. Think about it. When was the last time you felt the excitement of having something before you actually got it? Maybe it was the night before a big trip, or the moment you just knew good news was coming. That feeling? That's the magnetic energy that pulls your desire toward you. The challenge is, most people think they need proof before they can feel it. But what if it was the other way around? What if feeling it first is exactly what brings the proof? In the next few minutes, you're going to discover how to switch on that exact emotional frequency right now. No waiting, no forcing, no wondering when it will happen. I'll show you how to step into the version of yourself who already has it. And once you learn how to hold that feeling, the universe can't help but respond. Stay until the end, because the final part will give you a simple, almost effortless shift that can collapse months or even years of waiting into days. Once you learn how to do this, you'll never look at manifestation the same way again, and you'll realize the power to have it all has been inside you the whole time. Ever notice how a single emotion can completely change the way you see the world? When you're deeply in love, even the most ordinary day feels magical. When you're anxious, everything suddenly looks like a potential problem. That's not just your mood, it's your energy, and it's shaping what you attract. In manifestation, this is everything. Your emotions are like signals sent out into the universe, and the frequency you broadcast determines what comes back to you. Here's where most people get it wrong. They try to manifest purely with thoughts, affirmations, visualizations, plans, while their emotions stay stuck in fear, doubt, or impatience. The universe doesn't respond to words on a surface level, it responds to the emotional vibration beneath those words. You can say I am abundant 100 times, but if you're secretly feeling broke and stressed, that's the real signal you're sending out. The subconscious mind plays a huge role here. Unlike your conscious mind, which works with facts, logic, and timelines, your subconscious works in images and feelings. It can't tell the difference between something you're experiencing in reality and something you're vividly imagining. If the emotion is strong enough, your subconscious accepts it as truth. And once it does, it begins to influence your thoughts, actions, and even the opportunities you notice, all in alignment with that feeling. Think of it like planting a seed. The conscious mind is the hand placing the seed in the soil, but the subconscious is the fertile ground where it grows. If that soil is rich with belief, joy, and trust, the seed flourishes. If it's dry with doubt, fear, and lack, nothing grows. That's why feeling it now isn't just a nice idea, it's the core mechanism that tells your subconscious, this is real. Start building it. When you tap into the emotion of already having what you desire, you bypass resistance. Your subconscious starts guiding you towards situations, people, and ideas that match that inner state. It's not magic, it's alignment. And the more you practice holding that emotional state, the more natural it becomes. Eventually you'll reach a point where your inner world feels so real that your outer world has no choice but to catch up. This is why manifestation isn't about convincing your mind, it's about teaching your emotions to live in the reality you want, before it physically appears. That's when the real magic happens. Imagine you've already crossed the finish line of your biggest goal. You're not chasing it anymore, you're living it. Your shoulders relax, your breath deepens, and there's that quiet satisfaction in your chest. That emotional state isn't just a reward, it's the exact frequency that pulls the experience into your reality faster. Most people think they have to wait for the external to change before they can feel different on the inside. But here's the paradox. Your outer reality is a mirror, and it only reflects back what you consistently feel within. If you wait to feel abundant until the money arrives, you'll always be waiting. But if you choose to embody the energy of abundance now, you send a clear signal to the universe, this is who I am. And the universe responds by rearranging circumstances to match that identity. This is what's often called living in the end state. It's not pretending or lying to yourself, it's becoming emotionally fluent in the reality you're creating. When you feel it as if it's already true, your subconscious stops treating it as a distant goal and starts building it into your daily life. Suddenly you're making decisions, taking risks, and noticing opportunities you would have missed before, all because your inner state shifted. Emotions act like magnets. They carry a vibration that extends beyond you, influencing not just your thoughts and actions, but the way people and situations interact with you. Joy attracts more reasons to feel joy. Gratitude draws more experiences to be grateful for. It's not superstition, it's the way energy works. Think about how quickly things happen when you're in a high energy state. Have you ever had one of those days where everything just flows? That's alignment in action. The more often you live in that state, the less room there is for doubt to creep in, and the faster the pieces fall into place. When you practice this consistently, you collapse the time between desire and manifestation. You're no longer a person waiting for something to happen, you're already the person it's happening to. And once your inner world has shifted that deeply, your outer reality has no choice but to follow suit. It's easy to miss, but there's a massive difference between desiring something and embodying the state of already having it. Desire in itself isn't the problem. Wanting more is natural. The real trap is staying stuck in the energy of wanting, because wanting quietly affirms that you don't yet have it. And every time you feel that gap, you reinforce. The energy of having feels entirely different. It's calm, grounded, and certain. There's no chasing, no anxiety about timelines. Think about the things you already own. You don't wake up every day doubting if they'll still be there. You simply know they are yours. That same emotional certainty is what you need to cultivate around your goals. When you do, you stop sending out a frequency of lack and start broadcasting the energy of completion. This shift starts with awareness. Pay attention to your self-talk. Are you thinking, I hope this happens someday, or are you affirming, this is unfolding for me now? The words are important, but the emotion behind them is everything. Even subtle frustration or impatience is a sign you're rooted in lack. Catch it early and redirect. Reframing your thoughts isn't about ignoring reality, it's about upgrading your perspective. Instead of focusing on what's missing, lean into what's already moving you toward your goal. Gratitude is a powerful bridge here. When you list out what's already in your life that you once wished for, you train your mind to recognize abundance as your norm. And when abundance feels normal, more flows in naturally. Visualization can help too, but not in the daydream without action sense. See yourself living your desired life, and then ask, how would I think, speak, and act if this were already mine? Then start doing those things now, in small, believable ways. That alignment between thought, feeling, and action builds momentum. Over time, this mindset shift becomes automatic. You're no longer looking at your desire from a distance, you're living alongside it, and that changes everything. The universe responds to who you are, not just what you want. When having becomes your default state, your reality can only mirror it back. Close your eyes for a moment and picture the exact life you're working toward. Not as a vague dream, but in sharp, vivid detail. So real that your mind starts believing it's happening right now. This is where imagination becomes more than wishful thinking. It becomes a tool to reprogram your inner state. The key is to move beyond flat surface-level visuals. If you only see what you want, your mind registers it as a movie playing in the distance. But when you add layers, sounds, textures, scents, you trick your subconscious into thinking it's experiencing the real thing. That's when your emotions respond. And once emotion is involved, the subconscious starts working to bridge the gap between your inner vision and your outer reality. For example, if your goal is to live by the ocean, don't just picture the water, hear the rhythmic crash of waves. Feel the salty breeze brushing your skin. Smell the faint scent of sea air. Let the warmth of the sun touch your shoulders. Immerse yourself until your heart rate shifts, and you can almost taste the moment. That physiological change is proof your mind is buying into the reality you've created. This works because the brain doesn't differentiate between an actual event and one vividly imagined with emotion. Athletes use this exact technique to improve performance before even stepping onto the field. When you mentally rehearse your desired life in this way, you're building neural pathways that make it easier for your body and mind to align with those experiences in the real world. You can amplify this practice by pairing it with movement. Walk around your room as if you're walking through the space you've envisioned. Touch objects and imagine they're part of that future environment. Speak out loud from the perspective of the you who already lives there. The more real you make it in your imagination, the easier it becomes to hold that feeling outside of your visualization sessions. The magic happens when you step out of the exercise and still carry that emotional charge. Over time, your external reality begins to match the internal world you've been rehearsing. It's not about escaping the present, it's about training your mind to expect, prepare for, and attract what's next. There's a reason fleeting bursts of inspiration don't always lead to lasting change. Most people touch the feeling once and then let it slip away. The real shift happens when you learn how to lock that emotion into your daily life, so it becomes your new normal. This is where anchoring comes in. Anchoring is about creating small, intentional cues that instantly bring you back to the state you want to live in. It doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe it's a piece of jewelry you touch throughout the day as a reminder of your vision. Maybe it's a specific song that instantly lifts you into a higher energy. Over time, your brain associates that cue with the feeling, making it easier to return to the state even when life feels chaotic. Affirmations become far more powerful when they're not just repeated mechanically, but spoken from within. That anchored feeling, saying "I am successful" while feeling stressed about the future, only reinforces the tension. But saying it while your chest is open, your breath is steady, and your energy is elevated, tells your subconscious, this is real now. The trick is to pair the words with a genuine emotional shift, even if you have to imagine it for a moment before speaking. Gratitude is another powerful anchor because it works like an emotional shortcut to abundance. Every time you stop and notice something you appreciate, whether it's your morning coffee, the comfort of your bed, or a conversation that made you smile, you're reminding your mind that life is already filled with value. This keeps you from slipping into lack and strengthens the having mindset you've been building. You can take this even further by weaving micro-visualizations into your day. While brushing your teeth, picture yourself preparing for the life you've been creating. While walking to your car, imagine it's the one you've been manifesting. These tiny moments don't just pass time, they train your brain to see your dream as part of your current reality. When anchoring becomes a habit, the feeling stops being a special state you visit and starts becoming the default you live from. And when your emotional alignment is that consistent, your external circumstances have no choice but to catch up. One of the fastest ways to block what you want is to obsess over how and when it will happen. The moment you start gripping too tightly, you shift from the energy of receiving to the energy of control. And control is rooted in fear. That fear signals to your subconscious that you don't fully believe it's coming, which slows everything down. Detachment isn't about not caring. It's about releasing the desperate need to control every step. Think of it like planting a seed. You water it, give it sunlight, and then you let the soil do its work. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. The same applies to manifestation. You align your energy, take inspired action, and trust the unseen process that's unfolding. When you cling to the how, you limit the infinite ways your desire could arrive. Your conscious mind can only see a few possible routes, but the universe has access to every route that exists. The more you try to dictate the exact steps, the more you close the door on unexpected, even better outcomes. Letting go creates space for solutions you never would have thought of. The same goes for the when. Impatience puts you in a state of waiting, which is still rooted in lack. The moment you start thinking it should have happened by now, you signal to yourself that it hasn't happened, reinforcing the opposite of what you want. Instead, keep the emotional state alive as if it's already here, and allow the timing to surprise you. A powerful way to do this is by shifting your focus back to the present. Ask yourself daily, what would the version of me who already has this be doing right now? Then do that, whether it's improving a skill, enjoying life, or preparing for what's coming. This keeps you in alignment without falling into the trap of constant checking and waiting. The paradox is simple. The moment you stop chasing and start trusting, you speed up the arrival. Detachment turns your desire from a fragile hope into an unshakable certainty. And from that place, the how and when become irrelevant, because you already know it's done. One of the quickest ways to sabotage manifestation is trying to force the feeling. When you push too hard to feel happy, abundant, or fulfilled, you create resistance instead of alignment. True emotional alignment isn't about straining. It's about gently guiding yourself into the state until it becomes natural. Forcing it is like holding a beach ball underwater. The harder you push, the more pressure builds, and eventually it pops back up in your face. Real transformation happens when you allow the feeling to rise instead of demanding it. That might mean starting small, finding one thing in your current reality to genuinely appreciate, letting that spark grow and then building from there. The goal is authenticity, not perfection. If you pretend to feel something you don't, your subconscious will sense the disconnect and reject it. Another trap is slipping back into doubt or negative emotional loops. Doubt often creeps in when progress isn't visible yet, and it can undo the energetic work you've built. Negative emotions themselves aren't the enemy. Everyone feels them, but dwelling in them for too long pulls you back into the frequency of lack. The key is awareness without judgment. When doubt shows up, treat it like a passing cloud, not a permanent sky. Acknowledge it, then redirect your focus to evidence, no matter how small, that things are moving in your favor. Maybe it's an unexpected message, a new idea, or simply feeling more confident than you did a week ago. These are signs that your energy is shifting. Even if the full picture hasn't formed yet, it's also easy to compare your journey to others, thinking you're behind or doing it wrong. That mindset only amplifies lack. Remember, manifestation is deeply personal. What works for someone else might not resonate with you, and that's okay. Your timing, your process, your results, they're unique to you. To avoid these pitfalls, focus on consistency over intensity. Let the feeling grow naturally, keep your attention on what's working, and give yourself permission to have off days without declaring failure. This way, you maintain momentum without creating pressure, and your emotional state becomes stable enough to carry you all the way to your goal. If you want to move from theory into action, the fastest way is to start embodying the feeling right now. No waiting for the perfect moment. The goal isn't to just think about your desire, but to live as if it's already woven into your daily life. Small, consistent practices make that shift possible. One of the simplest is a short daily meditation. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and bring up a mental image of your desired reality. Instead of only seeing it, breathe into it. Let your body relax as if it's already here. Imagine how your shoulders would feel if the stress was gone. How your breath would slow if everything you wanted had already arrived. Just 5 minutes of this can reset your emotional state and keep you aligned throughout the day. Scripting takes this even further. Each morning or night, write in a journal as if you're already living your dream life. Use the present tense. I wake up in my beautiful home, sunlight pouring through the windows. Describe the details, emotions, and little moments that make it real. This not only programs your subconscious, it also makes your goals feel familiar, like something you've lived 1,000 times before. As if journaling is similar but focused on emotional triggers. Write about the gratitude you'd feel, the conversations you'd have, or the way you'd carry yourself. This makes your future self's mindset second nature. Action is where the shift solidifies. Ask yourself, what would the future me do today? Then make at least one small choice in that direction. If you're manifesting financial freedom, maybe you start managing your money like someone who's already there. If you're manifesting better health, make one meal choice as if your goal is already achieved. These little actions compound, creating a reality that matches your inner vision. The secret is consistency. None of these exercises are about waiting for results. They're about training your mind and body to live in the reality you're creating. When you do them regularly, the line between imagining and living begins to blur. And that's when manifestation accelerates naturally. Here's a powerful conclusion that ties everything together with a strong, inspiring message to leave your viewers motivated and ready to take charge of their manifestation journey. The secret lies not in wishing harder, but in feeling deeper. When you align your emotions with the reality you want, you're not just sending signals into the universe, you're rewiring your mind and body to live from that reality every day. This emotional alignment is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You've learned how powerful your feelings truly are, how they shape your subconscious, guide your actions, and magnetize opportunities that match your inner state. Waiting to feel ready or to have proof only delays what you're capable of creating right now. Instead, choose to embody your desire fully, like it's already here. This shifts your entire frequency and accelerates the manifestation process beyond what logic can explain. The journey isn't about forcing feelings or controlling outcomes. It's about consistent, authentic practice. Anchoring your emotions through gratitude, affirmations, and sensory-rich visualization creates a fertile ground where your dreams can grow. Letting go of the desperate need to control how and when things happen opens the door to infinite possibilities. Trust the unseen process and stay connected to that elevated emotional state, knowing that what you want is already on its way. Mistakes will come, forcing feelings, slipping into doubt, or comparing your progress to others, but awareness and gentle course correction keep you moving forward. Practical exercises like meditation, scripting, and acting as if give you tools to embody your future self today. Every small choice made from that place builds unstoppable momentum. Remember, manifestation isn't magic or luck. It's the natural result of living in alignment with your highest vision, fueled by genuine emotion and unwavering trust. The power to create the life you desire has always been inside you. The only thing left to do is to feel it, own it, and let it unfold. Start now, feel it fully, and watch how the universe responds to the real you, the you who already has it all.